Picture this, you're on a date. The conversation is flowing, but something shifts. Her body is suddenly trembling with a silent desire, sending out signals so obvious it would be impossible to ignore, if you knew what to look for. Most men completely miss these subtle, sexually charged cues. But what if you could decode her unspoken lust? What if you knew, without a doubt, that she was desperate for sex, right then, right there? In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal the raw, primal signals a woman's body gives off when she's aching for you. Stick with me, because by the time this video ends, you'll never miss another chance to ignite her desire. Welcome to Dating Older Women, where we help you master the art of attraction and connection. Today, we're diving deep into the unspoken language of female desire. Women may not always initiate intimacy as openly as men, but their bodies speak volumes when they're turned on. Instead of directly asking for sex, they often rely on a series of subconscious signals to communicate their desire. Knowing what to look for will give you an incredible advantage. Lips, the silent invitation. When a woman bites or licks her lips, it's not just a random habit. It's a powerful, subtle cue of her sexual arousal. Think about the last time you saw a movie where the female lead was trying to express attraction without words. She almost always touches her lips, right? That's because it's a universal signal. According to psychological studies on non-verbal communication, lip biting is a well-documented behavior linked to nervous excitement and sexual tension. When a woman is around a man she's attracted to, her body reacts instinctively. Her lips swell slightly due to increased blood flow, and biting them is an unconscious attempt to relieve the tension surging through her. Her mind is likely overwhelmed with erotic thoughts, and she's hesitant to voice them. Lip biting also serves as a self-soothing action, a way to keep her desire in check while silently telling you that her thoughts have taken a decidedly sexual turn. Here's a story to illustrate this. A friend of mine, David, was on a first date with a woman named Sarah. They were talking for hours, and he noticed she kept biting her lower lip while looking at him. At first, he didn't think much of it, but then, as he leaned in to talk, she bit her lip again, this time holding the gaze. It was a clear, unmistakable signal. He took a chance, leaned in and kissed her. She responded with an immediate, passionate kiss. That single cue told him everything he needed to know. So, if you catch her biting her lips while she's around you, rest assured, she's imagining what it would feel like to have your lips on hers, or perhaps even imagining your touch somewhere more intimate. And if you're finding this kind of insight valuable, please take a second to hit that like button to help us reach more men who need to learn this language. Touch. The warm invitation. Women tend to express sexual interest through touch, a subtle yet deeply revealing action. Research on physical affection shows that when a woman is aroused, her body craves connection. She might not leap on you immediately, but she'll find excuses to touch you more often. It could be a casual brush of her hand on your thigh or a lingering stroke on your arm. Psychologists note that these intimate touches, no matter how small, are potent signals of sexual readiness. If her fingers are venturing into more provocative areas, like your inner thigh or lower back, she's testing the waters, gauging your reaction. Her actions are driven by an increase in oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which spikes during moments of arousal, making her crave physical closeness. The more daring and intentional her touch, the more she's letting you know she's waiting for you to take things to the next level. Let me give you another example. My friend Jake was at a bar with a woman, and the conversation was great. She was laughing, engaged, and seemed comfortable. Then, as she told a funny story, she reached out and lightly touched his arm. He laughed, and she left her hand there for a moment longer than necessary. Later, as she was getting ready to leave, she brushed her hand against his back as she walked by, a soft, deliberate motion. That was her non-verbal way of saying, "I want to be closer to you." Jake picked up on it, and before she left, he asked if he could see her again. She said yes, without hesitation. These little touches are her way of building a bridge between her desire and your action. Don't miss it. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get all our latest content on dating older women. Hips, the ancient signal. A woman's hips have long been a universal symbol of fertility and sexual allure, and it's no coincidence that when a woman is aroused, she moves differently. Her hips take on a more pronounced sway, and her steps become more exaggerated. From an evolutionary standpoint, this swaying motion is a primal indicator of sexual availability, rooted in ancient mating rituals. Psychologist Dr. Carl Grammer's studies on body language reveal that these subtle changes in how a woman walks are driven by her increased awareness of her own body and how it's being perceived. She's literally putting her body on display, swaying her hips as an unconscious signal to draw your attention to her curves. This added rhythm, the slow, deliberate way she moves when she knows you're watching, is a clear sign that she's not just walking by aimlessly. She's showing off, almost inviting you to come closer and appreciate her body. If you're tuned into this signal, you'll notice her hips naturally become more fluid when she's sexually charged, as if every step is a dance meant to tempt you. Imagine you're at a restaurant and a woman you're attracted to gets up to go to the restroom. If she walks with a confident, rhythmic sway, she's not just walking, she's performing a silent dance for you. Her body is saying, "Notice me, appreciate me." Your job is to acknowledge that and return her unspoken invitation with a confident, knowing smile when she gets back. It's about recognizing her signals and responding in kind. Eyes, windows to her desire. If you've ever felt a woman's gaze linger just a bit too long, you've probably sensed her sexual interest without even realizing it. Research shows that the eyes are one of the most revealing indicators of arousal. When a woman is sexually attracted, her pupils dilate. This dilation is an automatic reaction and is linked to the brain's release of dopamine, the pleasure chemical. The more aroused she becomes, the harder it is for her to stop herself from looking at you. Studies in interpersonal attraction reveal that prolonged eye contact, even if brief, can trigger intense sexual chemistry between two people. If she keeps locking eyes with you, even while trying to look away, it's a sign that her thoughts are wandering into erotic territory. Her pupils might dilate, her gaze may soften, or she might even flicker her eyes down to your lips or body. This constant back-and-forth glance is her way of maintaining a sense of control while her mind fantasizes about what might come next. Here's one last story. A guy I know, Mark, was on a date with an older woman. They were having a great time, but he wasn't sure if she was really interested. Then, as she was talking, she suddenly paused, looked him right in the eyes, and her gaze dropped for a split second to his lips before returning to his eyes. That was it. He knew she was into him. That subtle glance was her way of saying she was ready to be kissed. He acted on it, and it was the start of an amazing connection. Arousal is written in these subtleties. The truth is, women's sexual cues are often much more subtle than men's, but they're no less intense. When she starts showing these behaviors, biting her lips, finding excuses to touch you, swaying her hips seductively, and engaging you with those dilated eyes, her body is communicating what her words might not. Psychologists emphasize the power of these non-verbal cues. Understanding and responding to them can deepen both sexual attraction and emotional connection between partners. When you notice these signs, she's already primed for intimacy and waiting for you to take action. So next time you see her sending these signals, don't hesitate. Step up and meet her desires with confidence. Remember, the key is to see the signals, trust your instincts, and take the lead. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful insights from dating older women. We'll see you next time.